Hello and welcome back. With me I've got Cacao Cinema and so welcome and hello.
Thank you.
And I didn't have time to catch your name, so you guys can again introduce yourselves. It's getting quite rowdy here in the foyer. Yeah.
I'm Nelson.
Listen.
Agnel.
All right.
I'm Conrado.
All right, welcome to all three of you. So, you have basically a game set up that you will be bringing into the Opera House. How much, because Opera is somewhat plot or story originated, how much of the story would you think you would be moving into the game? You were talking about it on stage somewhat, but how do you feel about that distinction of the story in the game and in the opera?
I think there could be two parallel stories that one complement the others.
Okay, so complementary.
They are complementary.
Okay.
That's why we say that we need a common background that serves as a bridge that connect the both worlds.
Mm-hmm.
So the story can be accompanying the physical story,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time can be narrating something different.
That sounds like a very good way of going about it. All right, that's the gong. Let's try to go through this. You had a bit of a demo effect. You only got one of the players in. So, but you answered a question actually Nuppu asked that I was going to ask about how many players you would be bringing in at once. So you would be going through the audience in maybe blocks during the opera. Was that the idea?
Yes, making blocks of groups of people. Yeah, because the idea is that the audience will be choosing between different kind of performers.
Yeah.
So they can be. There are different ways to categorize it. They can be by, for example, if all are musicians, the group of musicians, or the groups of malabarists, jugglers, or acrobats, these kind of things, and also the location on the stage, on the auditorium, could be also a way to organize and group them.
Yeah, and you basically would bring, at least from my point of view, a complementary, different medium into the opera show itself, letting the audience, like you said, jump on stage with the game. How do you feel like, well, you said that you wouldn't need to look at the phone, but how much of the complementary show would be in the game, or would it all be on the stage and the game is just the companion?
Okay, the idea, there are two ways of interaction. The first one is what is the people use their phones before the show.
Yeah.
So they rehearse, they practice, and they gain skills. That skills will be represented, but not on real time. It's the result of what they were playing before.
I see.
Just the only one play in real time on site will be something like what we are doing. That just tapping the phone, but what you don't need to look the phone because it's just you can look at the screen at the scenery.
I see, yeah.
And that's what I say, that the screen will be the scenery. You don't need the phone, just
so
to tap.
So it's just to take you into the performance.
The one goal that we commit from the beginning was to not rest the protagonism to the performers, the real performers.
Yeah. And maybe, do you see this as creating a more of an emotional link into the show through the emotions of gaming?
Yeah. Basically, there is a lot of word of communication because the people need to know that the application is running and they have or they can access to learn more about the story, to connect and to choose the character in order to what they want to represent in the opera.
Okay. All right. Anything to add? Cacao Cinema?
You want to talk?
No, I think
You did way too well for the whole team. All right. Thank you so much, Cacao Cinema. Very interesting concept. We will see in a few hours how you did, but all of the shows and yours special was mind-blowing in changing the opera environment. But thank you. We need to hop back into on stage so we can continue with the show. But thank you for coming, Cacao Cinema, and we will move back to Alami Hall to continue with some demos for first time in a change.